Is Arc Raiders dying? Look, I know what you're thinking. Man, are you high? Arc looks incredible. And you're right, it is magnificent. It is literally the best multiplayer experience I've had in maybe 5 years? The movement, the retro-futurism, the tension, it is peak. But clearly, the game is bleeding. It has deep structural wounds, and the devs, they seem unwilling to stitch them up. The community has been screaming for months about the griefing, the lack of PvE options, the economy, and Embark just crosses their arms and says no. And here is the kicker. It is 2026. The grace period is over. The sharks are circling. We have heavy hitters dropping this year, absolute units of games that could simply delete Arc Raiders from the conversation if they solve these problems and deliver a consistent experience. So, grab a drink. Let's look at the 5 extraction shooters coming for the crown in 2026. Bungie, March 2026, Marathon. Look, I know we love to hate on Bungie sometimes, but watch the Vidoc. I think they actually cracked the code. The biggest problem with extraction shooters is the stomping factor. You load into the first map as a level 1 and you get nuked by a level 50 streamer wearing thermal goggles. It sucks. Marathon fixed this, not with skill-based matchmaking, but with geography. The maps are a ladder. You have the perimeter on the outside, it's open, it's for the rats, the loot is okay. That's where the Timmy No-Thumbs live. But as you push deeper into the dire marsh with the fog, into the vertical hell of the outpost, the difficulty spikes. And then you have the cryo archive inside the colony ship. This is the genius part. The sweats, the god slayers, they are all in the ship fighting for the golden mods. They don't waste their time in the perimeter farming scrap. It naturally separates the player base. If you want to sweat, go to the middle. If you want to survive, stay on the edge. It's brilliant game design. And the visual storytelling it's next level. Body decay. In other games, bodies disappear or turn into loot boxes. In Marathon, the synthetic bodies stay there and they rot, they change color. If you walk into a room and see a body that's still bright and humming, you know the killer is still in the room. If the body is rusted and gray, the fight happened 10 minutes ago. That is tactical information conveyed through art direction. That is why Bungie is Bungie. Plus, the golden mods. Imagine a pistol that gives you invisibility on a kill. It's going to be broken, it's going to be unbalanced, and I am going to abuse the hell out of it. Next up, let's talk about the weird one. Rules of Engagement, the Gray State. Terrible name, sounds like a budget DVD movie. But the concept? It might be the anti-venom we need. They did the one thing nobody else had the guts to do. They killed gear fear. Listen to me, in Tarkov or Ark, you find a good gun and it sits in your stash for 6 months because you're terrified to lose it. In Rules of Engagement, you don't keep the guns, you wipe every match. What you keep is your brain, your skill tree. You level up reload speeds, movement tech, subclass abilities. This is genius because it levels the playing field. A sweat lord who plays 18 hours a day will be faster than you, yeah, but he won't have a laser beam gun that kills you in 1 pixel while you're holding a rusty pistol. And the vibe, oh man, it's not military, it's horrorverse. They have kaijus, straight up Godzilla-sized monsters walking around Hong Kong. You're in a gunfight trying to flank a dude and suddenly a 50-foot shadow blocks out the sun. You don't kill it, you hide. It's like Cabin in the Woods had a baby with The Division. My only worry? The destruction physics. I saw a clip of the Pyro class using a flamethrower on a wooden shack and nothing happened. The wood didn't burn. Come on guys, it's 2026. If I bring a flamethrower, I want to see the world burn. fixed the physics, and this game is gold. Okay, Krafton, PUBG Black Budget. They aren't playing around. They looked at the Battle Royale market, realized it was stale, and decided to pivot hard. First massive change, FPP-only. Finally, thank God. No more third-person corner peeking, no more laying in the grass and using your camera to see over a wall. If you want info, you have to expose your head. This makes the game 10 times more lethal. The gunplay is that classic PUBG feel, heavy, punchy, realistic ballistics, but now you have base building. This is the hook. You aren't just extracting loot to sell it, you're extracting loot to build a fortress. You have crafting stations, you have territory. It creates this loop where you aren't just playing for the next 20 minutes, you're playing for the next month. But the optimization, it's rough. The minimum specs are asking for an RTX 2060 just to hit the menu screen. They're doing some weird stuff with time loops, the map resets lore-wise every match due to an anomaly, and it's eating VRAM like crazy. And I'm seeing reports of error 9308 on the service. If you disconnect in an extraction shooter, you lose everything. If Krafton doesn't fix the netcode, this game is going to be a rage quit factory. The one that actually listened to the feedback. Exoborne. Remember the beta in 25? It was a nightmare. You queued solo, you died to a 3-stack holding hands in a hallway. It was miserable. But I'm reading the Steam logs from the latest build and they did it. Solo queue. Legitimate, isolated lobbies. No squads allowed. This changes the entire physics of the raid. You don't have to worry about the guy reviving his buddy behind a rock. You don't have to worry about the flanker. It's just you, your gun, and the apocalypse. That is a massive W. But we need to talk about the Silicon Lottery. My brother in Christ, this game is heavy. And when I say heavy, I mean it is actively hostile to your hardware. The fire tornadoes, which are dynamic by the way, and look insane, are literally melting processors. I'm seeing reports on Reddit of 13th and 14th gen Intels just giving up, blue screening, hard crashing. Imagine this. You are 40 minutes into a raid. You have the legendary Haze assault rifle. You are sprinting to the extraction point, the weather shifts, the tornado turns into a column of fire, and your PC shuts down. That is the reality of Exoborne right now. It fixes the solo player problem, sure, but it might brick your rig. So, look at the board. 5 games, 5 completely different visions of the same loop. We aren't just playing extraction shooters anymore, the genre's shattering. You have the builders, the role players, the competitive sweats. We can basically divide this into infinite subgenres of pain at this point. But I want to know, what is your bet? Is Arc Raiders getting dethroned this year? Is the king actually dead? Or are we just going to spend the entire year blowing up Rocketeers and Bastions, which, let's be real, I don't actually mind, simply because every single one of these hyped up games is destined to flop. If you want these deep dives in your feed instead of the usual corporate hype trains, you need to hit the like and sub button right now. It's the only way to beat the algorithm and make sure you don't miss the next rant. So click it. And look, if you want to know exactly why Arc Raiders got snubbed at the TGAs this year and understand the massive outrage surrounding that whole mess, check this video out right here. It explains everything. Go watch that. I'm out. Peace.